Hey guys, I am Mario. So we've got five Dalmatian puppies. They do not have any names, but today we are going to give them some colors. All right, here we go. This is the first vlog that I've done. Been making videos on YouTube since spring, and I've been planning on making a vlog, but I just haven't really gotten to it. Some of my gardening videos were a little bit vloggy, but this is like a serious vlog. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna pick out five colors for the dogs. We'll do a little ceremony, talk a little bit about kind of what it's been like with these dogs. The dogs, a little bit of background. So the stud, Doc, and the bitch, Senator, I've had them for some time, and I've always thought that maybe I was going to do a litter, but when the coronavirus came and everybody's just like hanging out in their houses and a lot of people are getting dogs, I decided I was going to do one litter. This is the first and probably the last. I've got a lot of time on my hands right now. Normally, I'm very busy. So it's not something that fits in my lifestyle, but right now, this is perfect. The litter came on November 4th. So the dogs that have been, the puppies, they've been here for about 2 weeks and they haven't really opened their eyes. We'll check out their pen, see kind of what their life's like day to day. So I do have family members that have bred dogs, and I got a lot of time on my hands, so I've just been kind of hanging out with these puppies for, since November 4th. So today is the 19th of November. It's actually the first day of the Ohio curfew. So there's 21 days in this curfew. Figured, if I'm going to do a vlog, I'm going to do it now. So we'll do a little background, talk about the puppies, kind of what they've been up to so far, and then each of them is going to get one of these collars. Each of them is going to get one of these collars. We'll do a little ceremony. So this is the whelping area. There are the five. So the construction, we got two walls, and then we got these really heavy banquet tables. Those are cast iron. It's probably like two people to pick them up. So this has looked a little bit different over time. Early on, there's no cushion, and it was just that top cloth, and then underneath it is 2 layers of towels. So the reason why there's a top cloth is you don't want the puppies to get stuck underneath. So you don't want the puppies to get stuck underneath like a cloth or a towel. I do have a little bit of like 2-sided tape to keep those down. And then this cushion, when they were super young, when they were, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days old, there's no way they could have climbed on top of this. They just started, like I said earlier, opening their eyes. And before, even though it's only like an inch or two off the ground, it would have been really difficult for them to climb on this if they roll off, and they do roll off all the time. They do hang out here on this cushion quite a bit. This is where she whelps, and then usually what they do is they climb off, they poop on the cloth, and then they climb back on. I do have the tile kind of on the other side. It does let them know, you know, you are headed in the wrong direction if your feet are on tile. She does the only, she eats in here, so keep her bowl. Try to clean that regularly. And then this is a heater. So one of the first things you'll find out one of the first indications that she's about to have these puppies is her temperature drops. Doc, come on. She's like super protective about Doc, who is the stud, coming in here. Let's see if we can coax him in here with a treat. Go on. Go on. She gets pretty protective. Sometimes she'll bark at him. She's gotten better, but like the first week, she's not allowed in here at all. Let's see if he goes for it. One of the main things you want to think about is that, especially early, and especially with big litters, sometimes the mom accidentally crushes one of the puppies. And how it happens is the mom likes to kind of have a backstop, like the wall or something. And what'll happen is a puppy just like accidentally gets stuck between the mom and the wall, and they get crushed. So sometimes people will make like a little guard, or they'll put like a little shelf there. Once they get a little bit more hardy, a little bit bigger, it's not as big of a worry. The principal way that I, try to make sure that to make sure that they were not crushed is I actually slept in this bed for like the first week. So I could just kind of chill and make sure that they were fine. And then also, I didn't sleep like a ton in this chair, but I did kind of like sit there and take a look and make sure they weren't getting crushed. But you do want to make sure, if you are constructing an area where the dog will whelp, that they're not going to accidentally crush the pups. This is the first female. I knight thee, red. So we got female number 2. You shall be green. You are green. dark green. The third female. You are purple. The fourth and final female. You are pink. Finally, the male. You, sir, are blue. That concludes the color ceremony. So this right here is the storyboard for Doc's house. It is also a balloon prop. Doc's house is a idea that I had back during the first lockdown. You know, I was doing some spring cleaning. I had a fire. It was cold. It was springtime, and I'm standing around the fire. Came up with an idea. I'm gonna make some videos about home improvement and dogs. I mean, I already want to do the home improvement. I just bought my grandparents' house. You know, it's a year ago now, but then it was only a couple months, and I want to fix some things up. Might as well make a video. You know, first lockdown, you couldn't do anything. It was a very boring time. You couldn't really do anything. Everyone's like freaking out about COVID. Now we are in curfew, and people are kind of like fatigued about COVID. They don't really care anymore. But now COVID's kind of everywhere. So, episode 8, you know, I got some things already in the can, some things that have already been shot. The product, I'm gonna go grab the product. So this right here is the product. It is a bath fan. Another good reason why I want to finish these episodes is because I have 3 more things that I'm going to install in the house, and I like them. So, you know, if I finish these episodes, they're gonna get installed. I'm gonna show some editing stuff, and then that is it for Curfew vlog number 2. So this right here is kind of my editing area. I bought these two iMacs off of Craigslist. They're both about $500. They're like late 2013 models. I am shooting in 4K, so I did need like machines that could handle that. So I'm doing a lot of my editing in Adobe. So, at the beginning, it was all Rush, but now, I'm kind of moving towards Premiere and then trying to do a little bit in After Effects, but it's kind of a tough program to get the hang of it. But all of these videos are on YouTube. That was also the idea. It was that, most social medias are very like ephemeral. So if you post something on Instagram, it will be seen for like a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. And then if somebody is like Instagram stalking you, which happens, but not that often. But YouTube videos are forever. They are a little bit more longer lasting. So I did make the goal of joining the YouTube partner program. You do make some money by running ads on your videos, but mostly it's like posterity. You can still find videos from YouTube from like 10 years ago. They were super popular. They're fun to watch. Music videos on YouTube, they're fun to watch. Like scenes from old movies. Like there's a lot of good stuff on YouTube. And it seems like a lot of people are watching like less cable TV, more like stuff on your phone or tablet. And I even watch YouTube on like my TV. So that is it. I'm gonna start gathering footage and getting, like a to-do list, like a checklist of all the things that I want to shoot, all the things that I need to edit, like what editing needs to be done. And then that's probably going to be like all I do for the diet. Curfew vlog day 3. So it's Saturday, halftime at the Ohio State game. Ohio State's up 28-7. I'm gonna put up some Christmas lights. I'm gonna take a break from usual stuff and just, get in that Christmas cheer. So these are the bags of lights. We got some LED and some old school incandescent. The LEDs are going outside, and then the incandescent ones are in the basement. The reason why I like the incandescents inside in the basement is they do give off a little bit of heat. They do need a little bit more energy, but it gets kind of cold in the basement, so that heat kind of helps. The LEDs are a little bit more energy efficient. Also around the tree, I like the LEDs because I'm gonna do that natural tree, and I don't think it could really happen. But if you had really hot lights, maybe you could start a fire. I don't think it would happen, but it's possible. All right, so the lights are up outside. Feel pretty good about that. Ohio State did squeak out a pretty close win. I did think earlier that I was gonna come in afterwards and get some work done, and I just ended up watching Twilight for like 6 hours. So, sometimes it's good to take a day and just relax a bit. Some Jewish people, they have the Sabbath and they just relax, they don't work. It's a good idea, good for your mental health. So tomorrow, get back on the grind, try to finish my video production, and then it's a holiday week. Thanksgiving's on Thursday. All right, so it's Sunday. Sunday for me has always been a day of like routines and rituals, pretty much. Typically on a Sunday, you go to church, you come home, you do some lawn care. I'm gonna do some laundry. I do get a little bit lazy with the dishes sometimes, so I try to catch up there if I'm behind. And then recently, my Sunday rituals have changed a little bit. So in the summer, I started doing some TikToks. And as I was trying to kind of get better at making them, one of the things you think about is what sort of TikToks are you going to make? Are you good? There are trends, and if you're on TikTok or you're doing videos, it's good to keep up with the trends, but people typically have like an idea and then they just repeat that idea over and over and over again. So for me, one of the ideas that I had a couple. One of them was to do the weather. I wanted to do like hyper local weather on TikTok, like 30 seconds of weather forecasting on TikTok. So I was doing Cleveland weather for a little bit, and then I was also doing astrology. So I'm born in August. That makes me a Leo. I was doing Leo astrology during Leo season, and then I also did the next one, whatever season comes after Leo. And eventually I got tired of it. I stopped doing the weather, but I did start doing sports. So for me, baseball is a sport, but it's also, there's something very special about baseball. It's a pastime. That's a good word for it. It's the American pastime. So the season is usually 162 games, which is a lot of videos to make. And I don't know if I would have committed to doing 162 videos if it was a normal season, but this year, COVID-19, coronavirus, we only had 60 games. So 60 seemed pretty reasonable. So I did cover all of the Cleveland Indians games. And part of the reason for doing this is I think that digital media is very important. So the age that we're living in, a lot of people, they spend time on their devices. So it could be your phone, it could be your tablet, it could be your computer, it could be your television. But a lot of time is spent looking at screens. And it's embarrassing to look at your screen on Sunday if you have an iOS and Apple device, and it'll say, this week you spent X amount of hours on your screen, which is usually more than most people would hope that they would have. But digital media, it's taken over. It's just, that's the reality. You can try to fight it if you want, but that's where a lot of things are moving. And it would be good to spend less time on the screens. I definitely believe that. But I do think it's important, personally, stay connected to people that live far away from you, friends, sharing ideas, but also for business. So if you have a businesses that are online are doing better than businesses that are not online. And it's been a trend for a while, and the trend's gotten even more apparent now that there's lockdowns and you got to spend a lot more time at home and you're not supposed to see other people and go places. I mean, we're in curfew right now. So, in this undertaking, in this, journey that I'm going on through this coronavirus, I've been spending time thinking about digital media, and the best way to learn it, in my opinion, is to do it. So I've been making some videos, and I've been watching some videos, and I've been listening to some videos, and now on Sunday I make Browns videos and I make Buckeyes videos, and then the last 2 weeks I've been making news videos. So 2 weeks ago the Browns were on bye, so I was covering the Buckeyes, but then I had some time. And also, it was the first Sunday after the election. So, it's a hot topic. If you want to make if you're thinking about maybe trying to grow your channel, your TikTok channel or YouTube channel or whatever, news has been very hot. So, 2 weeks ago, I did make a news video. It was 1 minute. And then last Sunday, the Buckeyes are supposed to play Maryland. But there's some players on Maryland that got the vid, they got coronavirus, and there was no game, so it's just the Browns. So again, instead of covering both like I have been used to, I made the Browns Texans video. This is the board that I have, and then I also did do like a news. That one was a little longer. That was like 4 minutes. Usually it's a minute. I don't think I'm gonna do the 4 minutes again. It's just too much. So I've been doing this, and it's been fun to look at over time how the videos have changed. Both in, because there's a lot that goes into a video production. The more of these videos you make, you tend to learn more about how to make them. So it's not just video. It's not just pointing your phone at something. It's half audio. Half of it is audio. So your video quality might be very good, but if you're in an area with a lot of noise pollution, then your in-device microphone might not be sufficient. So, getting an external microphone is important if you want to make videos. Also, lighting. So, you might have a couple spots in your house. A lot of people, they take pictures in the bathroom because the lighting is very good in the bathroom. There's different things that you learn the more videos you make, and there's a good argument to be made for formal education. If you want to make films, going to film school makes a lot of sense, or if you want to do some journalism, there's like media schools that make a lot of sense, and that is also helped by experience. The more videos you make, in my opinion, the better you're going to get. So I've been making these videos. I've been learning about digital media because I think it's important. And today I'm gonna do three. I'm gonna do the Browns. I'm gonna do the Buckeyes, and I'm gonna do news. News is still pretty hot because there's a lot going on around the world, especially right now. I'm covering mostly just coronavirus, and then I am covering a little bit of like politics stuff. I think that there is a opportunity for some people that want to do media stuff to make stuff that is a little bit more partisan. It seems like a lot of media companies are kind of sorted into like left or right. It's hard to play the middle. I've been trying to play the middle, but I don't know if that's a sustainable way to try to make news anymore. It seems like people really like to hear the things that they want to hear, and if you are talking to a lot of people that have similar interests, they would like to hear stories told in a way that reaffirms their interests. I don't think that is such a good thing, but that is the reality of kind of what's going on right now. So I'm going to end this on an anecdote. And so here's the story. Here's another reason why I've been making these videos. So when you go through adolescence, you forget a lot of the things. You go through pruning. You forget a lot of the things when you were like a young child. You don't remember a lot of stuff when you were 6. A lot of that stuff just gets dumped. That's neurology. So one of the things that I do remember though, and I want to say that it was middle school, and this was in history class, and I was talking to a female that was in the class, and she said something along the lines of, I can't quite put my finger on it, but, oh wait, no, yes, I can put my finger on it. It's your voice. It's so annoying. Whenever you start to speak, I just think you're very annoying. And it was an insult, and people, they do remember insults better than they remember compliments. It's a fact. That was one of the first times that I thought about the idea that it's not how you say something. Or let me say this again. So that was the first time that I thought about the idea that it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So we're in a time where there's not a lot of social interactions, and even the social interactions that we have, a lot of them are through a mask, especially the random ones. So communication is difficult, but I do like the idea of training your voice, of having a more clear, a smoother voice, so that when you say things, they come across better than if you have like a Gilbert Gottfried, like scratchy, high-pitched, like whiny voice. And in my opinion, the people that have the best voice are sports broadcasters. So I do not like Joe Buck. I think that he has an anti-Cleveland bias, but I will admit that he has a very good voice. And he's not alone. Gus Johnson, he does a lot of the sports, a lot of the football for Fox. He's got, there's a lot of these people that do sports broadcasting have very smooth voices. So I make these videos, and I do consciously think about, trying to project a little bit better, trying to imitate some of the sports voices that I really like. They're a little bit deeper, a little bit smoother. So that's another thing that I think about when I do make these videos. I'm going to do like a short little tour of the studio. So this is the studio. It is in my basement. That's concrete floor right there. I got the backdrop, and then I did put some like blankets and stuff around here to try and decrease the echoes. So, there are a lot of blankets on the walls in order to try to improve the sound quality. Being in the basement, I think, does help. It is, again, like a bedroom that I used to live in. And then just kind of when I'm sitting in the chair, this is kind of what I'm looking at. So I got a couple of lights, got a light there, and then this one is like a 3-point, to try to backlight it a little bit. And then the camera is kind of going there. I do have that microphone. But yeah, it's certainly not like the professional stage or professional studio or anything like that, but I did think a lot about sound. That has been one thing that I think about quite a bit. All right, Mario's curfew vlog day 5. Monday morning, getting the ducks in the row. All right, so Monday morning, made some videos, put them on social media yesterday, and now I'm uploading them to YouTube, and I'm doing a little bit of administration stuff. So on YouTube, one of the big differences is you need thumbnails for your videos. And I don't know the best way to make a thumbnail, but when I look at a lot of other people's thumbnails, a lot of them look like about a third of the screen is a face, and then there's like some text on there. So I'm going through the videos and just kind of making the thumbnails for them. It's not hard, but it does take a little bit of time. So it's part of the process, I guess. So I'm doing that. And then later in the day, I'm starting to run out of time here to try to get Doc's House episode 8 out by Thanksgiving, but I'm going to look at what needs to be done and try to see if it can happen. So I don't like to shoot like videos of me, like important videos of me. I consider this vlog to be just kind of like its own category, but like I don't like to like shave and moisturize and do all that stuff like every single day. So I don't like to go like 2 straight days where I'm spending 45 minutes in the bathroom just kind of trying to get ready for the camera. So I am probably not going to shoot anything that has my face in it today, but tomorrow, like, there's some scenes where I'm in it, and hopefully I can just shoot all of those tomorrow and get the stuff that doesn't need to be in, doesn't need to have my face in it, get that done today. Will it happen? Who knows, but we'll try. All right, Mario's curfew vlog. It is Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We are in the shed. It is very cold outside. The dogs, they don't like to be outside by themselves. So I come out here and I hang out and I light a fire. This is not going to be the longest of videos. It's nighttime and I had a reasonably productive day. So I wanted to write a blog post. I have many different, places on the web to place media. One of them is a blog. There's not a lot of posts, maybe like 5. I just started it. I kind of ran outside a bit. I did not get as much done, as far as Doc's House as I would like. I hope that I get it out soon. By Thanksgiving is probably not going to happen. Maybe Sunday, but we'll figure it out. I did get the fan in yesterday, so the installation happened. The old one was like very square. So when I put the new one in, it's kind of like round. So I had to mud around it, and that is going to slow me down a bit. So when I do, come outside, I do usually light a fire. The reason I do this is because it's very cold and I can kind of hang out a little bit longer with dogs out here if I do have a little bit of heat. So that's about it. I got this day, at least I got something recorded, not a ton, but it's always good to, my goal now that I've started is to make it all 21 days. Still haven't posted any of these. We'll do that soon, maybe like Friday or Saturday or something, but at least I got something today. All right, Mario's Curfew vlog day 7. So, one of the big decisions I made was that Doc's House episode 8 is going to be postponed. It was not an easy thing to do, but once I started putting in the new fan, the hole from the old one was bigger, so it's going to take some drywall work, some mudding, and that stuff. It takes time to let it dry and sand it. It's not the easiest work, it's not the hardest work, but it's not something that you can rush unless you use like Quickset, and Quickset is kind of tough to work with. It's not what I would prefer. So thinking about that, it has a lot to do with opportunity cost also. So opportunity cost is, are there things that I could be doing right now that would be better worth my time? And having puppies around, I think that spending a bunch of time on one piece of long form content is not ideal right now. Those like Doc's House videos are like 13 to 18 minutes, I think, is kind of where they range. And there are many different shots, all constructed and lighted and color treated, audio treated. So it just takes a lot of time, and I think that I can use my time to do more important things right now. So would have been nice. I do think that having that idea from before was a good idea, but you gotta stay nimble when you're small, make decisions, pivot if you need to. And my fiance is coming down, Cassie, so I'd like to get the house ready, and instead of just trying to grow as fast as I can to get that episode out, I'd rather maybe take some other pictures and then also get ready to get these puppies good permanent homes. So one is spoken for. I think it's the red one. So my dog walker, and where the dogs go when I board, I told them that they could have the pick of the litter for no cost, and they picked out the red one. So they were by like a couple days ago, and they made that decision. So now I'd like to start to find really good homes for some of the other ones. That's a goal that I'd like to move towards this weekend. So I'll start looking for good people and go from there. All right. I'm sure tomorrow's will probably be short, but I do want to get one for each day of this curfew. All right, last couple minutes of Thanksgiving. Very short one today. Very thankful for, my fiance, family, health, especially. Not a super long vlog. Did do some eating, some watching football, and then driving around looking at some Christmas lights. Here's a couple videos of the Christmas lights. All right, it is Mario's Curfew vlog, Black Friday. So I just saw that Ohio State is canceled tomorrow. There was too much coronavirus, so they will not be playing at Illinois. It's pretty disappointed. It's pretty late here on Friday. Got a tree, cut down a Christmas tree and decorated it, and then went to Lowe's and bought some home improvement stuff. It's pretty much my Black Friday day, but looking like there's not going to be an Ohio State college football game tomorrow. I'm pretty disappointed. Again, this is not going to be one of the longer Curfew vlogs, just chilling mostly, watching Avatar with my fiance. I'm doing some home improvement, cleaning some carpets, decorating some trees. It's pretty much the day. But Curfew vlog, Black Friday.
Cars on the street are covered in snow. The world woke up white and we got nowhere to go. So we fill our coffee cups with another round and watch the quiet streets outside as flakes fall too.
All right, Mario's Curfew vlog, Saturday. So this is the last Saturday in November. So today, pretty chill day. Talked about how Saturdays for me are mostly about chilling. But tomorrow, I'm gonna get back to it. Gonna make a news video and then a Browns video, no Buckeyes video because it was canceled. Also, I'm looking at like the new Instagram Threads app. They have this like really cool feature where you can do subtitles. Basically, they'll like examine the audio and they'll put subtitles, but you can only shoot up to like 15 seconds. So I would prefer if you could do it for 60 seconds. That would be great. But even 15, so instead of like shooting 60-second lengths, I might just shoot 15, 15, 15 and then stitch them together with like Premiere Rush or something. But anyway, the vlogs will get a little bit longer starting soon. All right, so we are wrapping up. It's Mario's Curfew vlog, second Sunday. So just finishing up shooting the news and sports. I got the cameras out, the microphone's still out, everything's still out. I am not going to put it away because I haven't uploaded it and then I haven't done any editing yet. So I did shoot it a little bit different this time than how I normally shoot. I normally shoot with an iPhone for the video, and then I will actually shoot the audio in a different iPhone, and then I'll combine the two on the computer. This time I'm actually shooting with GoPros, and the idea there is that I usually shoot it in like wide, and then I'll cut it to be vertical. But this time what I did is I shot it with two cameras, one vertical, one horizontal. One potential problem is that, when I look at it, I'm looking at one camera, I'm looking at the vertical, but, it might look a little funny in the wide. So I'm doing something a little different. I am running these segments through Threads so that there's subtitles. Shooting the video took me just as long as doing subtitles. Subtitles, it's a lot of writing. I would always do it through TikTok, and TikTok was the best way to do it. But then you always have you got the watermark, which makes it not as good for putting it in other places. So you get the watermark, putting it on Instagram Reels or putting it on Snapchat Highlight or putting it on YouTube Shorts. Having that watermark is kind of ugly. TikTok has really grown up since March, and I'm surprised that they're still putting that watermark on the videos they save. Eventually, they're going to change it. I think so because everybody else is. And I did see them doing some advertising on Thanksgiving. I saw TikTok advertising the Macy's parade. And then I think I might have even seen them on CBS too, running some ads. So I have some thoughts. I think that TikTok is good, but it could definitely be another Vine. They don't have roots like Facebook has. They don't have roots like Snapchat does. There's very good content on there, but it is starting to change a little bit. It's a little different now than it was 6 months ago. And I feel like I haven't looked at my screen time to see how much time I'm spending on there. There's some good stuff on there, and I do enjoy seeing kind of like the creators that I see on there, but the future is uncertain there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to edit the sports, I'm going to edit the news, and then I'm going to post, and then I'm going to eat. I'm using this thing that I got from DJI. I'm not even sure what it's called. I'm sure if I think hard enough, I can think of it. It's like something to hold the phone so that it's like stable. There's gimbal, maybe. There's like a bunch of things that are gimbals. So quick story about the DJI gimbal. So originally for my birthday, this is going to make me sound bad, kind of. So for my birthday, I asked for a cardboard cutout in Progressive Field where the Indians play. It's like $100, but you had to get it done by a specific time. And my mother, I asked her from her. She said, "All right, send me a picture." And then like 2 days go by, I didn't send her a picture. And then it sold out. And what happened is then she was like, "Oh, all right, what am I going to get you now?" And what I wanted an iPhone SE. So it's like $400. It's 4 times as expensive as a cutout. And it is a lot to ask for a birthday present. And my mother, bless her heart, she actually got me the iPhone 11 Pro, which is like 2.5 times more expensive than an iPhone SE. But I knew that the 12 was coming out and the 11 Pro was nice, but I really just wanted the SE. I did not want the nicer phone. So what I did is I actually took it back to the Apple store. And then because there was a difference in price, I got this gimbal, I got a microphone, and I got a drone, all for that difference between an SE and like a Pro. So in my opinion, the phones are nice, but if you have cameras, if you have like big screens like iPads and stuff, what you want is the chip. And the chip that's in the SE is the same chip that was in the 11 Pro. So it is I feel bad. I feel extremely spoiled that I got such a big gift for my birthday, but that's everybody gets a set of cards and you play your cards the best you can. Some people, they get privilege, some people get more privilege, some people get less privilege. But that's a short little story about my gimbal and how I got it and how my vlog would look very different. It would be much more static. I'd have to shoot it with like a set camera instead of just kind of like wobbling around a little bit. So now that it's shot, I'm going to edit it. I'll keep everything out because I may need to shoot certain segments again. a little bit about my day. So my fiance left early this morning. She had to work. I slept in. It was very nice having her in the house. She was here since Wednesday, so that was a blessing. That was a pleasure. But now, now that I have the house to myself, I really got to think about where it's like crunch time. I got like a lot of stuff that I want to do in this remaining month. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do next year. So this is a good time of year to kind of like reflect and think about where you want to go, where you've been, what's been good, what's been not so good, what's been okay, and try to keep the good and improve the bad. The New Year's resolution is tough to make if you try to make it on like December 30th or December 31st. It's really better if you get a head start on trying to make the New Year's resolution. So I'm going to start doing some analysis there, and I'm going to continue to make these vlogs. I'm gonna finish the Curfew vlog series. So 21 days. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Second Sunday. Signing off. All right, Mario's Curfew vlog. This is actually on December 1st, but I'm gonna put it on the day before because I missed one. I was going strong. I was getting some close calls where I would shoot a minute at 11:55 or something like that because I was getting close to the end. Yesterday I skipped it. So yesterday I did shoot a video. That's why there's a green screen behind me. It was like a puppy story. So I'm gonna do this series about like fables and fairy tales, and it's kind of like a puppet show. So the characters are puppies, and the first one I did was The Boy Who Cried Wolf. So that one required three. You need the boy, you need someone who comes and checks there's no wolf, and then you need a wolf. So I have another one that I want to do for today, and then I would like to try to do some of these. And the first one was okay. I don't think it was very good, but it is important for me to get started. I think that my projects, they are iterative. So every next step, I will look back on the first iteration, the first project, and say, wow, the green screen needs to be ironed a little bit better. Oh, it wasn't lit very well. In the frame, the puppies were a little bit out of frame. The characters would be more distinct if they had some props. So is there a way that we can incorporate props somehow? The audio. So, I have this app. It starts with a V, Volcano, something like that, and it like auto tunes your voice. And I think that was something that I really liked as an asset for these projects because you can use one person's voice and use it for different characters just by putting they're like basically filters on it. And that allows me to streamline this process and be able to shoot, edit, and process, publish all in a day. In some of like the longer form projects where I get someone on the internet to do like a voiceover, that requires more communication and the turnaround and this and that. So plus with the green screen, I could always go back later and remaster some of these. I think that this may be just a like a nice idea that I never do. I did have a call like in March or April where I went on and there was this guy and he makes videos on YouTube, and I said to him, I said, "Hey, I want you to watch one of my videos, and then I want to call you and talk to you for an hour and just kind of hear like your first impressions and what are your thoughts on some of these things." And I should do it again. I mean, I think I paid like $60 for that call, but one of the things that I talked about then was, I just want to get started one foot in front of the other. And then, I had a lot of struggles early with audio. I had a hard time because I wanted to incorporate some backup music or some like background music, but then also be able to hear dialogue over top of it. And that I still try to do that, and I'm not sure if it can be done well. So, I struggle with this thought. And one of the things that I wanted to leave the door open was that, yes, I'm going to publish, I'm going to move on to the next one, but maybe one day I'll go back and I'll remaster. I'll kind of like adjust the levels, do a little bit of audio editing, because I can audio edit okay right now. But back then, like, I couldn't even open up Audition, or I was basically just working in Adobe Premiere Rush. So I wasn't even really working in Pro that much. So that was a challenge to try to figure out audio. And I just figured, just keep going. And maybe one day you'll go back and you'll edit. The green screen does kind of leave that door open a little bit, especially with, how you edit out the green screen. You can do it in After Effects and it looks a lot better. You can do it in Premiere Pro and it looks okay. And if you light it up real well and it's not creased or folded or anything, if you get it nice and tight, then you're going to get a better result. So I do want to improve how it looks in general, for these next few videos, but also I think that, the green screen really does allow me to stitch together different scenes, or, kind of, it's like I have all these different building blocks. So if I do want to switch things up a little bit or change things in the future, this would be kind of like having some Legos that I could kind of play with. So see how that goes. There once was a boy, and he told others, "There is a wolf." When the others came, they said, "There is no wolf." The following week, the boy said, "There is a wolf." Again, the others came and they said, "There is no wolf." Finally, one day, the boy was by himself, and then came a wolf. He said, "Help, this time there's really a wolf." Nobody came, and the wolf said, "I'm gonna eat you." All right, this is the final curfew vlog for Tuesday. I'm doing 2 today. So the last part of the day is usually, if the dog's gonna go out a second time, or I do have these Christmas lights in the backyard on this shed, and I gotta turn them off. Also, it's just gonna be me saying things and then saying also. I made some popcorn, and in general, I think it's better to make popcorn from like a kettle. So from, one of those things you see in a movie theater, you can get like a small version of it. But one of the advantages of doing popcorn out of a bag is you get this bag. What I like to do at the end of the night, if I had popcorn, is I take this bag, bring it outside, and put in this large steel drum and just light it on fire. This is nice because if the dogs want to go outside, they enjoy if I'm around, especially Doc. He especially likes it because he grew up in the city. And in the city, he usually wasn't outside alone. Now, he doesn't like to be outside all by himself. So, for that reason, I will light this popcorn bag on fire and just sit here for a few minutes to just let him chill outside and do his business. And it does light pretty well. And because it lights pretty well, especially, I don't know how many inches of snow today, but there was a lot of snow. Because it lights pretty well, keeps me a little warm, gives him some time to, to see what's going on back here, and then just go inside. And that's the end of it.
A dog used to run up quietly on the heels of those he met and bite them without notice. His master suspended a bell around his neck so that he would give notice of his presence wherever he went. The dog grew proud of his bell and went with it all over the marketplace. An old hound said to him,
"Why do you make such an exhibition of yourself? That bell is not, believe me, an order of merit, but, on the contrary, a mark of disgrace. A public notice to all men to avoid you as an ill-mannered dog."
All right, Mario's Curfew vlog, December 2nd. We are chilling. Wednesday is kind of more my chill day than the other days, midweek. Trying to just kind of relax a little bit, get out of the house. It is curfew, so you're not allowed out of the house after 10 is the rules, unless you have to go work or whatever. But I did go snowboarding today, and there was a sledding hill on, it's called the Engle Hill Sledding Hill. It's a Metro Parks place, but the entrance was locked. There was a chain around the
fence. So I had to park at a commercial office park and hope that my vehicle did not get towed. It did not. But I did take the snowboard out and check out a nice little sledding hill. So last week I did go to the Cleveland Museum of Art. That was a Wednesday activity. Golfing, when the weather's good, is a good Wednesday activity. Watching a movie is usually part of the Wednesday activity. It is the day of the week that I am most likely to go on some sort of excursion, do something outside of the house. So that is Wednesday. So when we get back to the schedule, which 2020 schedules can be very different than they were before. We are going to make another puppet show. So we've done a couple Aesop's Fables puppet, Dalmatian video productions, and we'll get back to that tomorrow. We'll do one of those. I like how those have been progressing. First iteration was not like bad per se, but then the second one just really exceeded my expectations. And I started to add in some different elements. It's like it's an iteration. It gets better the more you do it. So gotta get a good night. The best way to have a good day is to start the night before by getting a good night's sleep. The puppies are starting to get to the age where they are eating a little bit of solid food. They're getting kind of big, so just doing the feeding from Senator is not as much as it used to be. So we've been doing sort of some puppy food from Costco, and then just softening it with some water and just using like an instrument to kind of smush it, make it a little bit more solid. I do try to hand feed them a little bit. I feel like it's just a good way to get them used to like being held. I feel like most people prefer when the dogs are a little bit more affectionate. So that is something that I do, hope to instill in them young, is just being affectionate for attention from people. So I do also, as a reward, that'll probably be like their first reward will be peanut butter. Try not to do like a huge bit of it, but the thing is they don't mind taking it off my finger usually. I tried the spoon because I always have to wash my finger, and it's got like a bunch of like puppy slobber and peanut butter on it, which is fine, but not ideal. Some of the dogs are more into it than others. This is the blue one, the male. He's probably the most into peanut butter. I guess maybe they're thirsty. So then I get stuck with this peanut butter on my finger. But that's life. All right, Mario's Curfew vlog. It is the second Thursday. So today I did a couple of the dog puppet shows, and then did some stuff around the house. Got my stuff in order a bit, and tomorrow's Friday, so weekend's coming. Got some stuff coming on. Another short one. I was thinking about doing a longer one earlier, but it just didn't happen. So this is where I'm gonna leave it. A wolf, being sick and maimed, called to a sheep who was passing and asked him to fetch some water from the stream.
For
He said,
if you will bring me drink, I will find means to provide myself with meat. Yes,
said the sheep.
if I should bring you the water, you would doubtless make me provide the meat also.
A dog, crossing a bridge over a stream with a piece of meat in his mouth, saw his own shadow in the water, and took it for another dog with a piece of meat double his own in size. He therefore let go of his own and fiercely attacked the other dog to get his larger piece from him. He thus lost both that which he grasped at in the water, because it was a shadow, and his own, because the stream swept it away.